Smoke Podcast. We back.
Once again, motherfucker got me by surprise.
We always gonna catch you by surprise, you know. Always gonna catch you by surprise. How you feeling today, KB? How's the week, bro?
Long, chilling. Kind of a good week in sports. I'm happy. Oh man, I lost my mic. No way. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh shoot, I lost my mic for a second. But anyways, yeah, good week in sports. The league's back. The NBA's back. Pretty good. How about you?
I mean, we know what happened to the Leafs this week. We know what happened to the Leafs this week.
We're gonna have to get into that, but that was for at least for me watching them play against them American teams. Maybe I would rather watch them against some Canadians, but
It's been a tough week. But
yeah.
You know what we do? What happened to the usual stars of the week, Mr. KB? Provide me with your stars, sir.
My star, I don't know. He's been my star before, but I have to give it to him again because he performed. My man's Mo Salah, bro. I don't know, man. This guy showed up with his squad, Liverpool. He showed up to Old Trafford, Menu's home. Scored a hat trick with ease. He became the top African leading scorer in the Prem, passing Didier Drogba with today's hat trick.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, which to me that's big move.
That's big. Because Didier played for a minute too in the Prem.
Exactly. So shout out Mo Salah, man.
And he's still young too.
I thought Liverpool was done. I thought Liverpool was not to be looked at, but once again they proved me wrong. So Mo Salah, my man's. That's my star of the week. Who's your star?
My star of the week is the whole Pittsburgh Penguins team for absolutely demolishing the Leafs and embarrassing them without a single one of their core pieces. No Crosby, no Malkin, no Letang. Literally, a completely stripped down team. Basically, their AHL roster at that point, and they absolutely desecrated the Leafs. And we'll get into that a little bit later. But yeah, my star of the week is the Pittsburgh Penguins just for winning through adversity without a lot of their major pieces in the lineup. So shout out the Penguins. But yeah, we'll get to some hockey later. We gotta talk about that hoop. The hoop, the ball that goes in the hoop. You know that sport? Have you heard about it before?
Oh my god, yo. The NBA's back, boys, ladies and gents. The NBA's back, yo.
But yeah, man, lots of stuff going on this week. Of course, we got Benny Boy to talk about again as usual. Man, let's start off with Benny Boy so we can get it out of the way. Honestly, get him out of the way. So Ben Simmons came back. Man showed up to practice in sweatpants with his phone in his pocket. I don't know what he's doing at this point. I feel like he got pressured to come back, and then he came back and he was like, I don't want to be here anyways, right? So,
I think it's that I don't know the only reason why I thought he went back is because I thought Rich Paul told him to go back and because he was losing too much money. But at this point, it's not even about the money anymore. Well, boy, you don't want to be there, just
Well, he said to Joel, he's like, yo, it's becoming like a mental health thing at this point. He's like, Joel asked him why he doesn't want to play anymore, and he said oh yeah, for my mental, I can't handle Philly anymore. It's I just need to get out of here. So
Philly too rough on him, yo.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what Philly is, though, right? But if you're a star there, if you perform for them, they'll be the best fans ever. Honestly, everybody's saying oh, y'all are root to Ben, okay, yeah, they are root to Ben. That's facts. But I don't know, that whole situation is a whole mess. I don't even want to touch that. You know what I mean? If I was anybody, if I was Ben's agent, Ben Simmons himself, the GM of Philly, Doc Rivers, Joel Embiid, literally any starting player, all those guys, I wouldn't want to be in any of their shoes. That whole thing is a mess. Having to talk about that situation in the media is tough. Bro, Joel the other day literally said, I don't care about that man and what he does anymore. I'm just here to do our thing. I literally don't care about that guy anymore. He's a child. And I'm like, yo, bro, damn, Joel, you're a savage.
They don't care no more, but yo, you heard how he got kicked out of practice, right?
I heard about that. Like what was that even about? Was it just because he showed up in sweats with his phone or what?
I guess he was talking. He was talking back to Doc Rivers. From what I read, it was like, oh, blah blah. He got into a scuffle with Doc Rivers, and he ended up kicking him out. Then when I saw that, did you ever watch Coach Carter? You watched Coach Carter before, right?
I haven't seen it in years, but yeah, I've watched Coach Carter. Legendary movie.
Yeah. Do you know that scene in the movie where like he kicks him out the gym?
Who
So
did-
you don't. Damn.
Bro, I haven't watched the movie in so long, bro.
Yeah, so you won't relate. Shoot, I just want to.
No, go ahead, tell the story though.
Yeah, but for whoever remembers what I'm talking about, like there's a scene in the movie where Coach Carter kicks out that Timo Cruz guy out to gym, and like they made a parody of Ben Simmons' face and on Instagram. The internet will always win, yo.
Yeah.
If I find this, I'm gonna send it to you again. But
Coach Carter,
yeah,
like Channing Tatum was in that movie, right? Like, wasn't he one of the
Channing
players?
Tatum.
Or was that
Channing
another
Tatum
movie?
was No,
No, that was the one, right?
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
I like what, like the guy he kicked out, was it like a sport, like a short Spanish dude or something? Like,
Yeah.
okay, I think it's coming back to me. Like he was like a kind of an annoying character a little bit, you know, like he was always talking.
Exactly. The type of guy to have an open lane, but step back to shoot the three. But in practice, he was talking back. He was talking back to the coach, and he kicked him out. And then on Instagram, they made a parody, changed the faces and everything. Ben Simmons, Doc Rivers, Joel in the back talking. He said, "Yo, the internet, man, undefeated."
Undefeated. But I mean, not much more to say about Benny Boy. Like I said, bro, it's a broken record with my man. Just get him the hell out of Philly, bro. At this point, honestly, just take whatever. Like I know they want to get the value for it, but like at this point, you know, you could get yourself at least a decent roster player to like help bolster your playoff hopes. You know, so
exactly.
just ship him out. Like ship him out. Like you're not getting anything less than a roster player for Ben Simmons, even at his low value right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's talk about other, you know, like shaky situations. News came out this week about like, you know, DeAndre Ayton not getting an extension, a supermax extension on his contract. Like the negotiations fell through. And a lot of people are kind of upset about that because Mikal Bridges got a $90 million 4-year deal and Landry Shamet got a $43 million 4-year deal. And people are kind of like, yo, why aren't you guys going to give DeAndre the Supermax? So my question for you, Mr. KB, is does DeAndre deserve a Supermax extension? Or is he not a Supermax player?
That right there is a tough one because, once again, who do I have to compare him to?
Do you know who is my immediate comparison?
Who?
Pascal Siakam. In the sense that...
yeah, tell me.
In the sense that, like, you know, the player has a good playoff run, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, this guy's a max player, and you give him the max contract. And Pascal Siakam is not a bad player. I just don't think he's worth a supermax deal. And like, you know, that contract hurts. Like, well, like now they're in rebuild, so it doesn't really matter. But at the time, it was kind of like when they were still right after Kawhi was gone, and they were still like looking to maybe make something of that team. I was out here like, yo, trade Pascal. As great as he is, like the contract he has, I think it's a little rich. So I think it could be the same situation with Ayton. I think he's great. Like some people think he's top 5 center. I don't agree, but you know,
it's like exactly like to me that's my issue. Like if I have to give him a contract that's that big or that's, you know, that's worth that much, I'd have to compare him to like the other centers in the league, and if I compare him to the other centers in the league, I don't even think he makes it in that top 5. So giving him a super max when some of these guys are not getting paid the way they should, I don't know. Like who's on top of Ayton? Joel, Jokic.
I mean, bro,
Carl Anthony, Bam.
Yeah,
like
there's a few guys.
Rudy, like there's
Rudy
exactly
for sure.
There's a few bigs that like
Vooch.
Vooch, yeah, exactly. So I'm not surprised at Ayton not getting that contract. I'm surprised at them paying Landry Shamet though, because Landry Shamet just got there. Got a 4-year contract on some. I think he got there for. Did he get there a free agency? I don't know if he got there a free agency, but even if he did, like they give him a 4-year, $43 million. I don't know about Landry Shamet, bro. Like Mikal Bridges, like that, he's guaranteed. He deserves his every single coin. That I'm with it. But Landry Shamet, DeAndre Ayton, like I don't know if I'm okay with the decision personally.
Yeah,
but.
I mean DeAndre Ayton, like you could argue, is their second best player. Like you know what I mean? There's like Chris Paul is getting older as he starts to fall off. DeAndre's on the rise. Like, you know, he did have a great playoff run. He did.
No, but that playoff run, he's not having a great playoff run without Chris Paul.
Oh, that's true. That whole team is not having a great playoff run without
Yeah,
Chris Paul.
like right now, no matter how much like Chris Paul, we're saying Chris Paul's getting old, but he's doing
He's still
his thing on that
performing.
team.
He's still
Yeah,
performing.
he's a general.
But I'm saying like for Phoenix, like how long is your runway with Chris Paul, and then versus how long is your runway with DeAndre Ayton? You know what I mean? If you sign DeAndre Ayton long term, you commit to him and stuff, like he might stick around for a long time. You know what I mean? D-Book and DeAndre Ayton are kind of like your future center pieces for the most part on that team, right?
I think they're just worried about how consistent he's going to be and whether or not he's going to evolve in his game because, I don't know, like he has the potential to, you know, be able to stretch the three ball, like, good rebounder. He could score from almost, he would be able to score from anywhere, but it's all about like potential, right? Would he ever be able to like be one of those top 5 guys in the league or top 5 centers in the league at least, or make it first team All NBA, which is it's tough. Like the competition is getting rough.
I don't think honestly, as long as like Jokic and Joel are healthy, like no centers ever making it first team All NBA. Never, like as long as those two are healthy. They're probably two of, if not the best centers, like, you know, last 15 years. Like who else is up there? Dwight. You know what I mean? Maybe Prime Boogie,
Right.
but like Prime Boogie didn't last that long. I don't think he's at the same. I think Prime Boogie is like elite, like could have been one of the best centers ever, but in comparison to what Jokic and Embiid have done, like there's no comparison. It's like comparing like a D Rose to a KD, you know, like his time was a little bit shorter. Yeah, like other than Dwight Howard, like really in the last like 15 years, which center has achieved or has been like as talented and as dominant as Joel Embiid and Nikola Jokic, you know?
You're asking?
I'm asking you.
Ben Wallace.
Ben Wallace was like early 2000s though. That's like not last 15 years. That's like 20 years.
What are we in? Oh yeah, Ben Wallace was dominating like 2006, 2005,
Yeah.
2004, around there.
Right.
Yeah, last 15 years, yeah.
Yeah, like there's Dwight, and then like I can't really think of anyone else. Like Bosh didn't play center, right? Did he?
Bosh
was
played
center.
center.
He
Bosh-
played both, right?
Bosh-
Like power center.
Yeah, exactly. Bosh played center for Miami when they had to stretch the floor, and then he did a big to shoot the three. But like he wasn't an A center. He was a power forward, right?
Okay, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of those like an AD or like a Giannis type.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like to me, I don't know what Karl Anthony Towns is. I don't know whether he's a center or he's a power forward. But all I know is this.
He's mostly a center, like mostly a center.
Well, right now, if he does do something with Minnesota this season, he's gonna have to get talked about more than we talk about DeAndre Ayton because he's also gonna need some coins. The way I'm looking at it, because the boy is hooping right now.
Yeah, he's hooping because Ant came in there and took over that team, bro. That kid alone is a game changer for that franchise, bro. Like
you didn't lie about that one.
I love Ant, bro. I love Ant so much, bro. He's such a G. He's such a like, yo, that guy moves like he's 35 and he's like 20, bro. Like there's something different about that guy, you know? Like I think he should have won Rookie of the Year over LaMelo last year, but that's another conversation.
Yeah, no, and like that whole Minnesota team is just hoping. They got the boy Patrick Beverly as they got the boy Patrick Beverly as the backup point guard, so you know that.
Yeah, it was so weird. I didn't even take in that Pat Bev ended up there. Like when I saw him in a Minnesota jersey, like talking shit to KD, I'm like, yo, what the hell? When did you get here?
Exactly, which is kind of funny to see him out there, but at the same time, it's like I feel like it's good for Minnesota to have a guy like Pat Bev.
It is. They need that.
Yeah, like that guy. He does not like losing. He's feisty.
I mean,
I would never.
They had a
like
guy.
to play against.
They had a guy like that and it didn't work out. Remember when they had Jimmy and then, bro, and then Jimmy beat the starting lineup with the bench players.
Yeah.
Like that's dirty, bro. Jimmy's a G for that one.
Yeah, but Jimmy and Kat didn't get along. I think that's what it was, right?
Yeah, Jimmy and Kat didn't get along.
Yeah.
Yeah. That Minnesota franchise has always been a mess though. Like Ant might be the only like young guy that they drafted that will actually like turn shit around because
that guy, man, he's a problem.
Yeah.
He's a problem on the break. He's a problem when he has the ball. He's a problem from all 3 levels on the floor. But it's I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yo, speaking of problems, bro, there's a problem in Laker City, bro. Like
it depends. Who's calling it a problem?
Oh, I don't know. I would say an 0-2 start for a playoff favorite is tough.
What on an 82 game season?
It's tough.
Yo, 82.
Hey man, I'm just trying to do my job, bro. I'm just trying to do my job, stir up the pot.
Yeah. Alright, yo, I'm just a problem.
I'm Skip Bayless, and you're trying to sharpen this situation, bro. So let me just say like random shit, like make it seem like the world is over, and then you come in and defend. You know, like
Yo, okay, so. Let me give you my takeaways from what's going on with the Lakers right now. They're playing tonight, so I'm gonna just speak from the last 2 games. First game, horrendous. Like for me personally, in my opinion, it was bad.
Russ showing up like Scooby Doo, like the Scooby Doo fit, bro.
Yeah, bro. When it comes to fits, me and Russ, like I love Russ when it comes to fits. You know what I mean? I can't go. Sometimes he goes overboard.
Sometimes he goes overboard.
So he goes. But exactly, this is what fashion is all about, though. It's about expressing yourself. So I'm all with that. You know
it is, but when you pull up like that and you play the way you play, it's kind of like, oh, Russ, like you're making it too easy. You know what I mean? It's like. Oh man, Scooby Dooby Doo, where were you, bro? Like, yo, damn.
Yo, first game it was rough. I feel like he got. It's like, you know when you get too excited and you shy away from the moment. I think that's what it was for us in the first game because you're from LA, you're playing for the team you've always wanted to play for. It's the first game at Staples Center. Like your nerves are hot. Like I understand that. Second game though, he came up. He almost had a triple double. He attacked the rim the way I want him to. And yeah, it's just that second game against Phoenix. Once again, it's not even Lakers have to adjust anything. It's more like Phoenix just that chemistry was just there. Like for them as a team, especially against the team that they beat in the playoffs last year. Like Chris Paul really knew what to do at the beginning of the game. Though they looked a little rough, but after that, Chris Paul he took over. He knew when to give away the ball. He knew when he had to do his thing. It's like, yo, bro, like I don't know, Chris Paul. Once again, Chris Paul is like that point guard that everyone talks about. But he's not the best point guard in the league. We don't know if he's making it to the Hall of Fame. But yet, like, that's a man right there. You give him the ball to control the game, and it's in his palm. You know what I mean? So, once again, I'm not worried about the Lakers. I'm not going to be worried until after All-Star break. If after All-Star break where they're not moving in a positive way, that's when I'm going to be worried.
What record do they need to have at All-Star break for you to be happy with the way the season's going?
I don't know how many games they do play until All-Star break.
Let's say half a season, okay? 41 games. In 41 games, what does the record got to be looking like?
30-11.
30-11, you're happy with that?
30-11, I'd be happy with. Even like a 29-12, I'd be happy with that. I'd be happy with 29-12, to be honest, just because I don't know. Like to me, bro, it's like everyone has to figure out at what pace they have to play the game. Like LeBron right now, as old as he's getting, it's like he's slowing down the game for himself and he's taking a lot more threes. In the past 2 games, he took like 23 threes, and it's like, damn, like, are you just settling to be a shooter right now? You're not attacking the rim as much. And Russell, it's like Russell's also settling behind the 3-point shot when, my guy, we understand each other. We know you're not a shooter. Like, we know you're not a shooter.
There's a reason why LeBron is shooting and he's sacrificing the paint. The paint he's giving that to you, bro. Like, that's what they're trying to do.
Exactly.
LeBron's clearly trying to become, like, a playmaker, like spot-up shooter type of guy. Like, you know, like, he's getting away from the drives and dunks. Like when LeBron dunks now, it's like it's to make a statement. It's not like before where he was just dunking for fun. You know what I mean? Like Miami days, LeBron was just dunking for fun, bro.
On anybody and everybody.
D-Wade off the backboard. Like he only has one move for that dunk, you know, but it's still iconic. You know like the way pull back dunk, but like
it's just I don't know, like the way, like you said, like they're literally giving him the paint, and it's like he's not. I don't know. Maybe tonight it'll change. We'll see how it's gonna go. But I'm saying like over the season, I feel like it could get better. Now, when it comes to them being the favorites, they're my favorites personally. But I don't know, man. The season started, and there are some teams like let's say my man's Steph Curry doing dirt in Golden State. Minnesota can do something. I'm seeing Chicago. The chemistry's it's like the chemistry's already there.
Nasty.
Yeah. So like. I don't know. Don't get me wrong. Once again, I want LeBron to go get a championship because if he gets a championship, it's just I'm partying. You know what I mean? I already said I want to be in LA. So I don't know. But I see these teams like I don't know. Chicago got chemistry already.
Yeah, Raps are facing
State.
Chicago tomorrow. I gotta make sure to watch that. That was the game I wanted us to go see, but
I know. Taking actually about that. We'll talk about that after.
no. Go ahead. What's up? So, you got some tickets?
No. I didn't get no tickets, but you mentioned the Chicago game to me, and then after that I was like, oh, blah blah. Like, nah, there's no way I'm gonna make that because it's literally within the week. Evander messaged me about the tickets and was like, oh, blah blah. I'm trying to go watch the Raptors game, this that whatever. I'm like, bro, I can't go. Like I can't go. Then other people message me about tomorrow's game, and I'm like, wait, what's going on with tomorrow's game? And then I look at the tickets. Tomorrow's game compared to all the other games.
It's so cheap.
It's so cheap.
That's why.
And I'm just like, why is it this way? Like, what's going on? So
I don't know, but like that's why I wanted to go, bro.
Hey man, I can't lie. I want to go, but like I can't. I just can't.
Why?
I got other obligations.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say you could come like work out of my place, and then we could head down like afterwards. Like,
nah, bro, it's not even that. It's just It's not even that. It's just like, yo, I got asked to go to this game tomorrow, like by 4 or 5 different people, and I give y'all the same reason, like I just can't go.
But I asked like 3 weeks ago, you know what I mean? So
I
gave you
3 years ago.
Lots of leeway to get onto it. Hey man, yeah, we'll see. We're trying to catch a Raptors game this season, but like that was the one, bro. That was the one. But
for y'all, that was the one. Me, I'm trying to see my man's LeBron come. Yeah, I'm trying to wait. I'm trying to wait for my man's LeBron to wait.
Enjoy playing 3K for a ticket, bro. Like,
bro, I will pay for if I don't get to watch LeBron come to Toronto. I'm going to LA to watch a playoff game out there. I don't care. Or I'm going to watch the parade out there, bro, because he's winning a championship.
Bro, you should go watch a game in like Detroit. You go watch the Lakers play in Detroit, bro. Like no one goes to watch the Pistons. At least I would assume so.
That's facts.
But Detroit is also scary.
Detroit is scary, but I heard good things about Detroit when it comes to like the photography scene. But that's another conversation. But anyways, one thing that I was worried about was the fact that AD and Dwight Howard got into a fight.
Who's their starting center right now?
DeAndre Jordan, which once again Frank Vogel fix up, bro. Please.
You know what? I think they should start AD as center. Because AD won't clog the paint, which Russell can go in and he'll be a threat from outside.
Facts, but now think about the other centers in the league that will body AD and the way they will guard him, and we all know he's made of glass.
That's true. He's made of glass, but I don't think those centers are bodying AD. I think that like like there's only 2 guys who, if they switch to center, automatically become top 5 centers, and that's AD and Giannis. You know what I mean? Like
I get that.
Like
that,
it's
about how they're gonna guard him.
I would say like if AD and Giannis both were centers, let's say, I would say Giannis is the best center in the league. Then it's Jokic. Then it's AD. Then it's Embiid. Like I'd put AD over Embiid if he was playing the center position, because AD's defense is like, I feel like people are forgetting how good AD's defense is. Like he'll lock up those guys too. Like Rudy is not touching AD. Like he's too explosive for Rudy. Like
facts, but it's a matter of like how like all those matchups, that's taking a toll on his body.
That's true. I mean,
like that's why they got like, you know, DeAndre or thing on the court, because really the ideal thing would be to have AD at the 5, because that would make the game faster, that make the passes easier, it'd make
the flow better for the team. Like, you know, like the plays, I don't know who they play as power, like instead of AD, like who would be the starting 5, but
that's what I'm saying. So like it becomes
the wins don't really matter. Like as long as AD, Russ, and Braun are on the court, and then if Braun is off the court, then you have Rondo on, like everything's gooch. Like everything's good.
To me, it's just like Vogel, like their coach has to understand what Russell Westbrook's like game has to be like, what his goal on the court has to be like. Because in the post, I've said that before, when it comes to the other guards in the league, like in the post, Russell Westbrook can literally baby all of them. Yeah, literally. So it's like, bro, let the man attack. Take anyone whoever. Take everyone out the paint. Let this guy get in there. Having AD at the 5 is the best.
And that's how you clear out the paint, right? Yeah. You get rid of the big man in the paint, because DeAndre and Dwight are slow, and they're big. They're gonna be. That's where they're gonna be, right? Like that's where they make their money, getting their boards and scoring their points in the paint. So
Yeah.
But yeah, man, we'll
But
keep
yeah.
an eye on the Lakers. I feel like we've become like the Lakers are like our main team for the NBA at this point. We always talk about the Lakers, but
Bron's just my main guy, bro. That's the only guy I want to talk about when it comes to the league, yo.
but yeah, you also want to like touch on the first day of the season, the Nets versus the Bucks. Like, what'd you think? Like two teams that are contenders. Like, how'd you feel about them?
Giannis came back even more, like, what's the word? Hungrier, which is kind of, I don't know.
Even
I
more
watched
hungry.
yeah, I watched the game, bro. Like, he's like now it's like he's really comfortable showing up at the 3-point line, pulling up
Shooting.
and scoring. It's getting really scary. I'm seeing this guy taking fadeaways. I'm seeing this guy just mid range, and it's like he fixed his form, his body control. It's really scary. If that boy gets consistent on his shot and his free
He will.
throws,
He will. You know why? Because every summer he practices shooting.
if he
Mostly.
makes it to a certain point where he's shooting like 50, I'm just giving him 50% from the free throw line, bro, he becomes like literally a problem. Like a
Does he shoot
huge
less than
problem.
50%?
He did last season or 2 seasons ago, I think.
Damn. I'm trying to search up those stats right now.
He becomes like literally like just a threat, like a really bad threat. And
Yeah,
it's
bro,
like,
he shoots 70 career 70% from the free.
yeah,
So,
career 17%. What was it 2 seasons ago
two
or last
seasons.
season?
Hold on.
Because I
Free throw
know they were.
percentage. He was last season he was 68. 2 seasons ago,
Last year was 68.
2 seasons ago he was 63.
Oh shoot! Never mind then.
So that was his worst. Well, I mean, 63 isn't great, but like, yeah, he's shooting 70%. Like, I knew he wasn't that bad. It's just like if he can get himself up to like 80, like, you know, which
So
he
right
will.
now, yeah. So right now it's just what an improvement type shit. Which once again, it's like, bro, how is he getting that consistent? Like it's like he's not afraid to get to the line. He's not afraid to shoot threes.
He's shooting 33% from the three this year in 3 games.
Which I don't know, man. To me it's kind of shocking.
Yeah, well, he's taken 3 threes and he scored 2.
Yeah, well, it's kind of early in the season.
Yeah, it's real early, but still.
Yeah, like he's just, I don't know. I just think he looked really comfortable. Once again, my bad for Brooklyn, but you guys are not doing anything on that on the East. If the case is staying the way it is, like Brooklyn's not doing anything because James Harden's not. He didn't start the season as good as I wanted him to. KD is also under a whole lot of pressure. Kyrie is nowhere to be found. But yeah, other than that, I'm happy the league's back. Finally, it's good to have basketball back. It gives me something to relax on. You feel me? Other than that, did you see LeBron versus Cameron Payne?
I did not. What happened?
Okay, so Cameron Payne, the Phoenix played the Lakers, whatever, blah, blah, blah. This happened. Cameron Payne ended up talking shit on the court. He got hyped. He scored. LeBron from the bench was like, oh, blah, blah, blah. You was just at home a year and a half ago with no contract, this, that, whatever. How you going to pop off now? So to me, that's kind of a bad sign that LeBron's already getting that heated in the second game of the season. Like, you're getting in your feelings over Cameron Payne, you're LeBron James. I don't think you should have said anything, but at the same time, I love LeBron. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna support any shit talk that he does because that's LeBron. That's LeBron. But other than that, you seen what Shaq said about y'all goats debate?
The y'all goats debate. I did see what Shaq said.
What do you think about that?
I'd agree. I'd agree. That's a pretty good case for him. I mean, for me, I think honestly, I think LeBron should win another chip. I'm hoping he wins another chip to solidify everything, because the problem is things are too close, because one of the main issues as far as the GOAT conversation goes is when longevity is a great thing. Whereas you gotta give that player their props for their longevity, but then if you look at things versus on a per game basis or something like that, right? Regardless of if they played 5 years or 15 years, what was their points per game? Rebounds, whatever, right? That's where things start to get a little bit messy. The reason why because I'm always looking at these stats all the time. Because for me, like, I enjoy the GOAT debate in basketball because it's a hard debate. That's why it's fun, because it's actually a difficult debate. You can literally pull up any stat to argue any case, like, whenever you want. So, like, I look at stuff and, like, I get why people have a hard time taking that GOAT title away from Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? It's literally just because, like, that his peak was just so great. Like, I don't think there's very few athletes in sports who had a peak as great as MJ. Like, he's not leading in like total points career, but he's got the highest like points per game average. Like, the guy has been a defensive player of the year. Like, there's so many like little things when you look at Michael Jordan. Like, yeah, his career was shorter than Bron, but like his stats per game, he's got more chips. Like, it's just like a hard mess. And for me, I feel like what Shaq said, which is I feel like we didn't read the quote, so I'm just gonna read it for y'all. He said he's got 4 rings and becomes the highest scorer in NBA history. He's the best ever. Ain't nothing you can say. And I hear that, and for me, I'm saying I feel like he should have 5 rings and be the highest scorer in NBA history, and then it's like 100% solidified, because when you can say, oh, Jordan's got 2 more chips than you, like, 2 more sounds a little bit like, damn, like 2 is a lot. Whereas like when it becomes that 1, I feel like that gap like is not big enough where you can say like it becomes less muddy. Is the best way I can explain it. Like, it becomes less muddy because now he's the leading scorer. So yeah, Jordan he's highest points per game average, but LeBron is the leading scorer all time. So like, which one's valued more? Probably the leading scorer of all time, right? And then Jordan only has 1 more chip, and if LeBron wins another chip, like, he might be Finals MVP again. Like, there's that other chip comes with a lot for LeBron's career, and I think he needs it just because like it breaks him into that next echelon, because like every great has at least 5 chips. Like, if you think about it, like Kobe, Jordan, like all of like the goats all have at least 5 chips. Like, there's very few that have less than 5 chips.
Which goats are we talking about right now?
We're talking about like most top 10s, right? Like, if you're above the top 5, you usually have quite a bit of chips, right? Like, I'd say like most people, like LeBron's in there for sure. Like, he's the only one who I can think of that has less than 5. Some people have Kobe in there, some people don't. He has 5. Jordan's obviously in there. He has 6. Kareem, how many does Kareem have? I know he's got at least 5. Right? Let me see.
Not sure, actually.
How many chips is this guy?
6
times. See what I'm saying? So a lot of those guys have more than 5 that are in the top. Like, like Shaq has 4, right? If Shaq had 5, then maybe some people would be putting him top 5. You see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like Shaq goes from like being like in like a, like, I feel like he's in like most people's like 7 to 8 spot on the top 5, like 6 to 8 maybe, whereas on the top 10, whereas I feel like he might crack the top 5 if he had like 5. I feel like all the, like, when you're the top of the top, like, look at like Bird, for example, right? Like, he's a top 10, but I don't think anybody puts him top 5, and I'm pretty sure that's because he doesn't have more than 5 chips.
Bird,
what does he have? 3. So he has 3, right? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like all those goats who have like 3, 4, like, they're on the bottom half of the top 10. All the ones who have 5 plus are on the top half of the top 10. So I feel like 5 is like that magic number for the goats. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah. Magic may be another one who some people put in their top 5 who has less than 5, I think. Or does he have more?
Got 5.
He's got 5. There you go. You see what I'm saying? Like, you see all these like top goats, the one that most people put in the top 5 have at least 5 championships. Like, and for the amount of times that LeBron has been to the finals, I feel like he needs to get 5. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like 5 is that magic number, rounds everything off perfect, and then he's highest scorer of all time. Then yeah, I think it's like, it's pretty hard to argue against him being the GOAT. Like, at that point, like, there's nothing you can really say, because then what are you gonna say? Jordan has 1 more chip. Okay, Jordan has like defensive player of the year. Okay, what else? Like, LeBron has the leading scoring title. LeBron's probably gonna have like some of the highest assist totals. No, like he'll be top 10 by the end of his career.
I think he's already top 10. I think.
Yeah, exactly. But probably be top 5. If he's not there already.
He's gonna be top 10, and he's gonna be top 10 in points, rebounds, assists, field goal made.
Exactly, and that's just because he's been good for so long in the
Yeah.
NBA. So let me see. Top assist in NBA history. We know it's John Stockton. Let's see. Where's LeBron? LeBron is ranked 8th.
Yeah.
So if he keeps playing, oof. I mean, he could probably pass Oscar Robertson, who's got like 180 more assists. It's gonna be tough to catch up to Magic Johnson, who has like 10,141, and LeBron has 9,706. So that's like a 500, like almost 600 assist gap between him and Magic. Like that's gonna be tough to get 600 assists for how long his career is gonna be.
I mean, 600 assists in the next 2 seasons is a doable thing.
Yeah.
At least I think so for him. If you're averaging what, I mean, he's averaging good numbers in assists anyways. You know, so it's never been an issue for the king and his kingdom.
What does he get per season? He's gotta get like 70 assists per season or something. So that'd be kind of tough, bro. For him to get 600 assists before his career's over, like that's tough. But, right, like he averages like what 7 assists per game, 7 times 82. That will get you your answer.
Yeah.
Let me pull out the calculator real quick.
7 times 82. I wish I was
574. So, maybe I'm capping. So yeah, almost 600 assists. So never mind. So yeah, he might be up there by the end of it all. So, yeah. But yeah, man. So like, I think Shaq has a point. I just think that like for me personally, I want to see LeBron get another chip to have it all solidified, because he's the only guy that I think is held in such high regard that doesn't have 5+ chips. You know what I'm saying? Like, see, we back stuff up with the logic. We pull out the stats for y'all live and direct. At the beginning, I know you were like, "Yo, what are you talking about?" And then we started racking off the names. You're like, "Oh shit, you might have a point."
To me, whatever. No. I still don't think you have a point. Like to me, you don't have to have 5 chips to be a top 5 player of all time. But like,
you don't have to. I'm just saying, like, it's a good look. You know what I mean? It's kind of like it's like a good checkbox to get off.
I mean, like, yeah, sure, like, yeah, but I don't know. Like, to me, Shaq's the most dominant player of all time, and he's definitely in my top 5, I would say. But like,
he's in your top 5?
You know? Yeah, like, but then again, I'm only saying this because I'm very, 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 very like, I can't like Kareem and Wilt and all these guys. Like, I have to look them over because I don't. I mean,
Shaq is above Wilt for me. Like, you know, like. Bill Russell, he's ranked high just because he's got so much chips. Like, you have to get.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean. Like, it's all the when it comes to the history of the game, it's like, yeah, I can sit there and listen to people talk about it. But when it comes to Kareem, it's like, bro, like the guys that he played against were like baby food. Like, you know what I mean? So to me, but that's the fact. You know what I mean? So it's like I can't look at them and be like, oh, Baba Kareem is one of the, or I wish I saw Kareem play. Like, you would never hear me say that.
My top 3 is solidified, bro. It's Jordan, Bron, and Kareem, bro. That's the top 3 solidified top 3.
Yeah, like I could sit here and watch Kareem highlights all day, but I just don't know how his game really
It's the stats, bro. It's the stats. It's the chips. It's all of it. Like.
Exactly, I guess, bro. For me personally, it's not. You know what I mean? Like I can't just sit here. It's like I've told you before. I wish I saw Michael Jordan play, but I can't be here and be like, oh, but Michael Jordan was so great. I've never seen this guy play an actual live game. Like the I don't know. To me, it's just different. Watching highlights and watching a game is just the feeling is just different.
No, it is. You're right. But like, you know, that's why the stats and everything are recorded, bro. Because that's something you can always reference throughout eras. You know, at any point in time. And I told you before, it's like, it's not about like how does people back then compare to people right now, because you can't compare that. It's impossible. It's how much better was that person than their peers in their era. That's what it is. You know what I mean? It's like, is the gap between LeBron and all of his peers over his career as big as the gap between Jordan and all of his peers during his career? That's how I feel like you measure like greatness. So It's less about comparing LeBron to Jordan directly. It's more about comparing what Jordan did in his time versus what LeBron did in his time. I feel like that's how you compare the GOAT debate without like mixing up the idea of like, oh, this era was shit. Because like you said, the reason I don't like when people say that is because like unless it was black and white basketball with these man's just taking like those weak little jumpers, like that's fair enough. We've seen enough highlights, but if we're talking about old basketball, it was a different game, and I feel like the athletics and the physicality were already like hard enough where like you can't be disrespecting these guys by saying they're baby food and they're trash and stuff, because they're not like the athletes of today. Like I think it was just a different game and they have to deal with different issues, and I think that like people should still respect that, you know. Like so I hate when people say like, oh yo, old ball or old hockey or this or that, they're trash, like they get smoked. It's like, you know, like it's true, but like you also don't know if that great player would have brought himself up to the quality of players of today, playing in today's technology with today's training and today's like, you know, everything that they have access to, right? Like if you drop a 20-year-old Michael Jordan into the NBA right now with the same motivation and mentality he had, you're saying he's still not going to be a top player in the league? Like if you think so, I think you're crazy, because like all it is hard work. Like, you know what I mean? That's what it is. It's talent, athleticism, and hard work. And we all know that Jordan had like the mentality to do hard work, and we all know he was athletic as hell. So you know he would have performed, like he would have. It's just that you perform up to what resources you have access to. You know, like now like, you know, LeBron steps off the court. There's two girls there with ice ready to wrap around his knees right away, you know what I mean, and sit him down and massage his back and like massage his thighs and massage everything. Like, you know, like that's some stuff that players before didn't have access to. So if LeBron didn't have access to that, is his career as long? Who knows? Like that's what I'm saying. So, you know, like a little rant, but like, you know, don't disrespect the players of the past. Give them their due.
Right, sir.
But yeah, man. Anyways, we mentioned this at the top. I've been holding in my anger. The Leafs. KB, what's wrong with the Leafs? We're not gonna go game by game. We're just gonna talk about like how the week kind of went for them. Like, I know you caught most of the games. What are you seeing out there? Like, as someone who's just kind of like doesn't know each specific player on other teams and things like that. Like, what are you seeing just from like an overview perspective that looks wrong? Like, what's not working?
I don't know, man. The Rangers game was not, like, to me it wasn't bad. Like,
the Rangers game wasn't that bad. I agree.
Yeah, to me the Rangers game wasn't bad. I feel like it was just, you know, it was a tough game. Like, you know, whoever wanted it more just, you know, took it at the end. But the rest of the week it was just like, it's like they wasn't there. Like they didn't want to play type thing. Like they wanted to play, but it's just there was no like hunger behind each play, it was kind of boring to watch, sadly. But like I don't know, I didn't know what it was. Once again, like I told you before, I feel like I couldn't watch them. I'd rather watch them against the Canadian teams than the American teams. But I feel like once again, like they brought the competition some way somehow. And you did say that San Jose was not even that nice, but yeah, like they give it to him this week. So I don't know.
I mean, man, they had Erik Karlsson looking like prime Erik Karlsson. Like Erik Karlsson on Ottawa, bro, was one of the best defensemen in the league. Like he was nasty. Like I'll show you some of his highlights at some point, but he was gross. And then he went to San Jose, and like, you know, he had like surgery on his ankle and stuff, and he was not looking the same. But I don't know, maybe the little break because of the pandemic and stuff like had helped him rejuvenate and feel like his old self. So yeah. I don't know, he was looking nice that game.
That exactly, like that San Jose game was once again, it was one of those where like I really thought it wasn't gonna go the way it went. Wait, was it 4-3 at the end and then they scored?
It was I forget the score for the San Jose game, to be honest.
No, the score was 5-3, I think, from what I remember, but I just don't remember when they.
Yeah, it was 5-3.
Yeah, like I don't remember when they scored the fifth goal within the game.
It was an empty netter. It was an empty netter.
Okay, so that's what it was. So yeah. So I don't know. To me, it's just I guess it was a tough game. It was a tough game, but once again, it's just like where's like they need more. They need more. That Pittsburgh game was a complete wash, and it's I wanted to blame Kemba for it, but once again, he did what he did. Like it's not him.
Like I thank God I didn't watch that game. I knew. My gut told me, I'm like, yo, no Crosby, no Letang, no Malkin. This is the exact type of game that the Leafs would mess up and just get lit up in. And that's exactly what happened. So, yeah, that game. Um,
They got my boy Matheson looking nice though. I don't even know who he is, but I watched him and he was doing some things that I've never seen live on the ice, and I was like, God damn, who the hell that boy is?
Matheson.
Yeah, Matheson. I forgot what his first name is.
Yeah, I need to like I recognize the name, but like for some reason like I need to see his face right now.
Yeah, he had one of those like curling around the neck.
Oh, the
back on the other
wraparound.
side.
Oh,
Yeah,
Mike
that wrap.
Matheson.
I think that's his
Matheson,
name.
Pittsburgh. Yeah, I know him. Like I mean, he's like a, you know, lower line type of dude. But yeah, he hit the wraparound. I saw that.
That one had me shook. It's like boy.
That used to be the go-to in like the early 2000s. That's what most players were using, but like goalies have gotten better at like stretching across now. But yeah, I watched the highlights cuz like I didn't catch the game cuz I knew it was going to be a shit show. My gut just told me I've been a Leafs fan for long enough that I know that that's the type of game that they're going to lose. I didn't know they were going to lose in such spectacular fashion. But I watched the highlights, and a lot of the goals were kind of like, bro, there's such bad luck. Like, I want to say Pittsburgh scored, like, actual goals. Out of those 7 were, like, 3 goals that were actually, like, a shot that went in the net. Everything else was, like, bounced off a guy's shoulder, hit one of our defensemen's skates twice. Like, you know what I mean? Like
a hip shot, too. Like, that was bad, yeah.
Yeah, like, so that it's tough. I feel so bad for Jack Campbell, but like for me, I think like the story for most people and the story same for myself is that first line. You know what I mean? Like Matthews just got back, so I'm gonna cut him some slack. But like Mitch, like bro, I don't know. I feel bad like just because I don't know if like how he was getting roasted over summer got to him and like it's affecting his game, but like he doesn't look great. Nick Ritchie needs to come off that first line. He's been trashed. He got benched during the Sharks game, which is so funny because literally during the Sharks game, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, yo, Ritchie kind of looks like shit, bro. Like, I don't know if they should keep him on the first line. And then, like, the coach benches him. And actually, after the game, he got asked about that. He got asked about benching Nick Ritchie. And then he said, "Oh, I'm not gonna make Nick Ritchie the scapegoat. I feel like if you're gonna comment on him, you should comment on Austin and Mitch as well because that whole line has not been great." And I was like, "Damn, coach! Like it's just the start of the season. He's already throwing the 2 stars right under the bus." So, yeah, that first line needs a shakeup. Honestly, man, like I think they should separate Mitch and Matthews. To be completely honest, I think you put Mitch, like I don't know, like Nylander's doing his thing, but like. Richie needs to come off that top line. I think, or maybe even you keep Mitch with Matthews and then you give them Bunting because Bunting he's gonna put in the work and he'll like maybe help them create some stuff.
Bunting's been like noticeable. Willie last game I didn't see much of him to be honest with you, though.
You know what's funny though? You know who's looked like their best player every game?
Who?
Like take a guess.
Don't tell me it's that Ekvall guy.
No. Not Engvall. Like from what you watched, who's looked like a guy who showed up every night? Think about it. You know him. Like if you gave it some thought, it would come to you right away.
Like Spezza.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, that's my man. It's like I've been seeing him. I've been seeing him perform every single time, man. Like,
the man is 38 years old on your fourth line, and he saves you every game.
Exactly.
Every game. Yeah. What the F, man? If we don't get Jason Spezza a cup, bro. If we waste this guy's like this guy's playing nice at 38 years old. He's the best player on your team. He's scoring the goals, the clutch goals every game. He gets you back in the game. Like, bro, I'm pretty sure he's one of our leading scorers right now on the team, and he's getting the least amount of minutes, and he's 38, bro. Like, what the hell?
Because when they was down 1-0, he put them back in the game at 1-1, and after that it was a complete shit show. Like, I don't know. Like,
and I feel bad for him, man. Like, cause he's got a lot of years left, man. Maybe another year, 2 at most. Like the way he's playing looks like he could play for another 5. But like, eventually that body's gonna say goodbye. Like, you know, like I'm done with you, right? Yeah. So, man, Spezza, what a gem, bro. What a gem. Like, come on, man. Don't waste. You guys got a quality veteran on a cheap deal who literally said when he was put on waivers last year, don't claim me. I will not play for any team but the Leafs, and nobody claimed him. Like this guy, you have this guy. He's loyal. He's putting up the points. He's showing up every night.
Wait, hold on. He's from here.
He's from Toronto, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's from Toronto.
Why did that slide on my mind? For
He basically came to retire here, you know what I mean? Like, he's kind of just playing out of convenience. Like, he's near his family, and he just so happens to be, like, making money and playing for an NHL team while he's at home. But, like, he literally told other teams, like, when he went on waivers last year, like, waivers is, like, if you're on a one-way deal and they send you down to the minors, you basically, there's a little period where other teams in the league can claim the player before he goes down. And he literally told the rest of the league, like, don't claim me. I will retire if you claim me. Like, that's a guy, bro. Like, he's literally, his only goal is to play for the Leafs until his body says no. And the way he's performing, like, yo, you guys gotta get that guy a ring, man. Like, he deserves it. He's a legend who has no ring, who's still playing at 38, performing the way he does. Like, I love Jason Spezza. He's a gem, that guy. Like, I might get a Spezza jersey, to be honest. I love that guy. But yeah, man, I think Richie needs to come off that first line. Mrazek getting injured early is looking tough right now because Hutch.
Because that UFC goalie's about to come back.
Yo, Hutch is looking like a non-option. Like,
oh my god!
In the Sharks game and when he came in for Campbell in the Pittsburgh game, which he had to, you know, like, you can't just let Campbell keep getting embarrassed. Like, once it hits like 5 goals, you got to take him off the ice. And when Hutch came in, he looked like shit again. And it's like, I hate to shit on Hutch, but it's like, because he's the third option. Like, you know, he wasn't supposed to be playing this many games. But,
exactly,
like, you know, we have an issue. Like, right now, our second goalie's injured. And our first goalie, like, you know, like, he can't be playing all these games. We need somebody to, like, come in and take some weight off his shoulders. So, I mean, I'm not saying, like, it's the end of the world for the Leafs yet. But that Pittsburgh game was definitely... It was rough. It's starting to make me feel like the pandemic is over because that's vintage. That's vintage Toronto Maple Leafs right there. But yeah, since we were just talking about the Sharks. Evander Kane, who plays for the Sharks, he's had like a history of a bunch of issues like throughout the league. Like, there was like a gambling. He got investigated for gambling on his own team. On his own games, which turned out to like not be a thing. He also got investigated for domestic abuse with his wife, which apparently didn't happen. Also, so the gambling and the domestic abuse haven't been confirmed, like with evidence that they actually happened through investigation, right? So I'm not gonna hold those, but he just got suspended for I think 23 games because of a fake vaccine card. So when I told KB this the first time, bro, the way he was laughing, man. The way he was laughing. Guys, what is this, bro? What is this?
You're a professional athlete, bro. Come on, man. A fake vaccine. Oh, my God.
Oh, man. And you already have all these other problems, the gambling and the domestic. Like, your career might be over already, but now, like, yo, shoot, bro. I don't know if any team's going to want you. Like, he's had a history of being known as a problem. And for a while, I was always like, oh, it's just because he's black, you know? So, like, people are just trying to, you know, like, in hockey circles, they're just trying to be like, oh, yeah, he's the problem. But then, like, you know, after a while, you're kind of like, shit. Like, I thought it was just because he was black, but, like, nah. Like, my guy, you're actually making some stupid moves. Like, people might have a point when they say that you're, like, a locker room cancer. So, like... Man, that's some high school shit, bro. Like imagine the guy who he paid to make his fake vaccine pass, bro. Like, what is this, man?
That's my guy, stupid. Like how are you a professional athlete and think you can get away with stuff like that? That's how I don't understand. Like, you don't
spoiled, like, bro. Spoiled.
Like, damn, they give you a little money, and then this is how it's getting to your head. That's crazy.
Bro. This guy, like, I know he's taking like private jets to get to games before and stuff. Like these are some of these guys move, man. You give them money at a young age, and they become a whole issue. That's why, like, sometimes, like, for me, if I had a kid who was going into who was gonna become a professional athlete, I'd pray that would happen. But, like, you know, it doesn't always work out that way. But if it did, and I had a kid who became a professional athlete, I would have him either me. Or, like, another agent or something, like, have someone responsible for his money at the beginning. So I'd have, like, a deal where, like, for the first 3 years of his career, the money is managed by someone else. Like, he gives you, like, money to spend, and he locks money on the side to save for a little bit. And then after that, you're the shackles are removed and you can do whatever you want with your money. At that point, it's your decision. But for the first 3 years, to make sure that like you understand like how to save and like like maybe one day you want to buy a house and then like you can afford a house however you want. But let's say you need money for other investments, you have it. Like you're not just like spending on a freaking like bro. Did you see LaMelo the other day with the yellow suit, the big chain, and the yellowed out Lambo and stuff? Like, it's so LaMelo, so that's why like it's funny because it's like of course LaMelo would do this, you know what I mean? And he came from a rich family already, but like let's say LaMelo wasn't LaMelo, right? Like he was just like some player who came up from nothing and he was doing all that. We would be like, yo kid, be careful because you never know when like you're one ankle break away from like that money just being gone. Because like my guy literally, like, do you understand? This guy is like in his sophomore season and he bought a whip to match a fit.
He already had that car, bro. He had the car before the season. Like he got that car at the same time Jello got his custom-made Durango, I think. Something like that.
Bro, these guys are using cars as fit accessories now, bro. Like,
man, bro, once you got the money,
that's
mean,
the thing.
Not?
Once you got the money,
me?
I know.
You feel me? It's like, so you got the money. What else you got to worry about?
One thing that made me laugh too was like how when Melo was walking out, people were saying that he looked like when kids try to get into the adult movie and they're on each other's shoulders in the big trench coat. I was like, yeah, that's so funny. Like he looks like a super villain. I'm like, facts, bro.
It's like they have money, so not everything has to be like extravagant. Like it's like bro, like your fit was not even that nice. Respectfully,
you didn't like his fit?
I've seen him in better fits. I'll just say that.
I have to.
You know what I mean?
It was a little much. It was a little much, but like
a fashion statement.
It was a fashion statement. He was doing something. I like LeBron's fit though. The other day, the black suit that was sick, with the same shoes. I think.
Oh yeah, the opening game you talking about?
Yeah, that was a clean fit. Anyways, Evander Kane. You're an idiot. Like, literally, like, actually stupid. Like, like, genuinely, you're stupid. Like, we're talking about the NHL. Like, we're talking about, like, this is a huge organization. Millions of dollars coming in and out on the daily. And you walk in there with a, like, did you cut that out yourself from the printer? Like, where did you get that shit, bro? Like. Oh my god, bro.
Imagine whoever like had to find out and tell like the NHL commissioner.
Yeah, bro, that's what I'm wondering too. Like was someone just kind of like working and going through the passes and we're just kind of like, damn boy, this looks like shit. This is fake. This guy's not serious, bro. And then and of all people too, it's Evander Kane, who has a history of all these issues, like it's like, bro, you're already in hot water, you know what I mean? You're already in trouble. With all like the guy declared bankruptcy and everything with this gambling stuff, bro. Like he's already had issues. His career's already been like on the brink of dying, and then he does this. Like how stupid do you have to be? How stupid, bro? And yeah, man, like he's got a fat contract too by NHL standards. Let me see.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Bankruptcy and everything, like he's been going through stuff, and you're still adding to your mishaps. Oh, my Lord Jesus.
Yeah, so he has a $6 million salary, so $6 million per year, and for how many more years? Evander Kane. I'm gonna tell you all about. Wait, what's that site called? There's a site that literally NHL GMs use, that cap friendly. So. There's a site called Cap Friendly if you guys are ever like into the money side of things like I am. I actually really enjoy like one thing that the cap is annoying in the NHL, but one thing that's cool about it is if you know the sport, you also have to know the cap and how that works. So his cap hit is $7 million. So he's got a $7 million cap hit, and my guy declared bankruptcy. So he's making $7 million a year, for the next 4 years, and honestly, I think they're gonna buy him out this summer. Because they don't want to deal with that problem anymore.
Yeah, I mean, getting suspended for 21 games over some nonsense like this, like why would I want this guy on our team next? Like what is he gonna do next?
Yeah, that's the thing.
What is he gonna do next?
He's 30 years old. He's a talented player. Like on the ice, he's a great player, but like it's almost like the same thing as the Kyrie situation. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
what's the decision there? Like, yeah, dude, like. Last year, in 2020-21, he played 56 games and he scored 49 points in 56 games. That's almost a point per game. Year before, 64 games, 47 points. Year before that, 75 games, 56
So
points.
he does. So it's not like he doesn't perform. He just has
No, he
issues.
performs. He's a great offensive player. He's just an issue. He's like a Kyrie, but like Kyrie's obviously like tiers above like what Evander Kane is in comparison. But like same idea, right? Like he's if he wasn't a problem off the ice, like he's probably their best forward on the team right now on San Jose. Like they've kind of fallen off a bit. They sure look great without him too. This year, that game against the Leafs. So, yeah, man. Like I don't know, that guy's career, he might be digging his own hole at this point. So,
wouldn't be the only one.
Another thing that's big this week too, news wise, is Nikita Kucherov's injury. So we all know what happened last season. He went on.
Isn't he the king of finesse? That guy.
Yeah, bro. So this is why people are kind of like making a big deal about this injury. He's actually injured. So for all the people out there who are saying like, yo, they're just doing the same shit as last year, like he's just gonna show up in the playoffs, like, you know, like mid-season form and just light up the league. Like he was the playoff leading scorer last year and he didn't play a single regular season game. He was an LTR, just showed up and crushed the playoffs. And the reason why, like, for people who once again don't understand how the cap works and stuff, the reason why people were freaking out about that and it was such a crazy deal is that when a player goes on long-term injury reserve, you get that money back to go, you know, you could trade for a player, you could like so you could trade for some players and get them onto your team and then fill out that cap space. And then when you get to the playoffs, there's no salary cap. Like, you know, but like your players can come back off the injury reserve, and you're good, right?
Yeah.
So that's what happened last season with Kucherov. Like he was on long-term injured reserve. He was actually injured, but like people are just like upset because like last year, you know, they won the cup back to back. He showed up in the playoffs, leading scorer. Like as if nothing happened. Like they probably extended that injury a little bit further than it was needed to go. I bet you know, he could have probably came back for like the last month of the season or something, and then they just like made it seem like he was still injured until the time.
I would have done the same thing.
I mean, it was smart, bro. Bro, they were $18 million over the cap last playoffs. That's a lot, bro. Like $18 million, like that's like one superstar and then like maybe like 3-4 roster players, like. So that's like 5 extra good players, like, you know what I mean? Like, you're basically swapping out 5 average players for 5 great players, like, right there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. Like, they lost a whole line this summer. Like, they lost a whole line they had to get rid of because, like, once the season starts again, you gotta be under the cap. So, they had to, like, let a bunch of dudes go, but they won a Stanley Cup, so who the hell cares? Like, you know? And they were literally wearing those shirts too on their Stanley Cup parade. They were like $18 million over the cap on the shirt. Like they were dissing. Yeah, bro. Yeah.
God damn.
In Tampa with Tom Brady just like on the water celebrating, like. So.
Oh yeah, so the Tampa Bay Lightnings won the Stanley Cups and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Tampa just won the cup back to back. Like people are saying they're gonna three-peat. I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest.
Damn, and Tom Brady's winning another Super Bowl this year. Alright, yo, Tampa Bay's my destination then. Let's go party. What the hell?
Yo, I'd love to go to Tampa. I'd love to go to Tampa.
Where's that? Florida?
Yeah, Tampa, Florida.
Damn.
Yeah,
so I ain't got to deal with no winter out there. Alright. that might be my destination. I can't rely on you.
Imagine being a hockey player in Tampa, bro. Like you go skate on some ice, you hop out, damn. No taxes. Like that's why players love to play there. That's why they got so many players on good deals, because it's like they're living the life out there, you know? You're just making money. You're not getting taxed. Like, you know.
Yeah, man, and the weather nice.
And the weather's nice, yeah. If you're a hockey player, like the best places you want to play for, like the Florida Panthers, the Tampa Bay Lightning, the LA Kings, like those are the teams, you know. San Jose, but yeah.
Tampa Bay.
So I wanted to hop into like a bit of a darker subject, I guess. So KB, I don't know if you heard, like I guess you might have heard throughout the week with the news that's been coming out, but Jimmy Hayes, he has a brother in the NHL. What's his name? He plays for Philly, but I'm forgetting his name. But anyways, Jimmy
Kevin.
Hayes, huh?
Kevin.
Kevin Hayes? Yeah, Kevin Hayes. You're right. So Jimmy Hayes, he passed away over the summer, and like we didn't talk about it because it happened like before we restarted the season. But Jimmy Hayes passed away of a heart attack or like heart failure during the summer, I believe, and it recently came out that he was actually like on some substances, cocaine and other drugs. So here, let me see if I can pull up exactly what happened to him. Actually, KB, I'll let you pull that up for me while I kind of like go through it. But
It's fentanyl and cocaine you're talking about.
bro, you see this guy right here. You see how he already had it ready to go. Yo, my God, why were you letting me like tread water over there? You could have assisted me.
I'm your psychic. You're supposed to know all this stuff, bro. So, I was waiting for you to look at me and be like, yeah, with the information, my guy.
Yeah, so it was cocaine and fentanyl, right? So,
yes,
usually that information wouldn't have been put out there, but his wife actually put it out because she wanted people to be aware of basically the mental state of athletes. And like obviously like me and KB have both participated in athletics, competitive guys. We understand, but think about like you going home and being upset that you had a shit game, and then maybe like your dad being upset at you for having a shit game. Now turn that into like a whole city, or like, you know what I mean? A whole city being upset at you, and like, the toll it has on your body. You know what I mean? Like you literally have like your ankle hurts like crazy, but you have a job to go do, and you still gotta go hop out and play on that every time. And like I know people are gonna say like, yo, boo hoo, they're making millions, like screw them.
As if like their mental don't matter, their body.
As if they're not human, right? It's
yeah.
like, listen, I get that they're making money, but like it's clear, and there's a few stories, right? We heard about Ben Simmons in Philly, We've also heard about like Lukaku, who says he doesn't want to play. Like I know you feel a little bit different about that one, but we're hearing a lot of more stories. Like we heard about DeMar when he came out, Kevin Love, like a lot more stories about mental health. Robin Leonard's another good one. Like Robin Leonard for the NHL has been doing a lot for mental health. And he recently came out for Jack Eichel too, saying that like, the drugs that they give us to are kind of like messed up. Like, you know what I mean? Like some of the drugs the team doctors will give you. And like he literally said like, my foot is still effed up because they told me like keep playing on it and like just have these pills and you'll be okay, and my foot still hasn't like healed properly from back then. And then I'm like, oh shoot, like he's exposing like the backgrounds of these teams. So so basically Jimmy Hayes' wife put this out. First of all, like rest in peace Jimmy Hayes. Like this it's sad whenever any young person passes away, but obviously when they're in the public eye it has a more wide range,
like,
Go ahead.
Yeah, like you said, like I feel like it is sad, but I don't think like I don't know. I'm not okay with the fact that she came out and said, "Oh, blah, blah, it was fentanyl, it was cocaine." Like I feel like there's you could have said it a different way. I guess like was that okay to be mentioned? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I think she mentioned it like she had an intention. You know what I mean? The intention was to speak about like that mental health in sports and be like, hey guys, look, this is what happened to him and this is why this happened to him because
now. Because now like because now the media just takes that as like that's why he died. Like right now, this article is like fentanyl and cocaine contributed to the death of NHL player Jimmy Hayes, and it's like, bro, like from the looks of it, like to me, it's all mental. Like he was going through a whole lot of pressure. There's a whole lot of shit going on in his life, this, that, whatever. But now we're just using the drugs as that makes it look like is the drugs. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how to say this, but
I get what you're saying. There's like the negative connotation with drugs, but I think but I think that's kind of why she put it out. I think she wanted like people to be like shocked, like because until now all of us thought like, oh, it was just like a heart attack. You know what I mean? Like he didn't. It wasn't a question of mental health, right? It was kind of just a question of like his body failed him. It happens to people sometimes, right? Like even young, healthy, you could be the young, most healthy person. You never know if you're gonna wake up tomorrow. Like something could happen to you, right? So that's what we thought. We're just like, oh, it's just like like something just happened. That's it, right? But now we know he died because of this. Like he died for this reason, and this reason is important. So you guys need to know about it. And I think that's what she was trying to do. Like there's even like Montreal. First of all, Montreal's record to start the season, they haven't won a game. Like not to bash them, but
you just want to shit on the Canadians for fun, bro. This is what Leafs fans do for living, bro.
It's not the time to do that right now with the topic at hand, but like they don't have Carey Price for the season, you know, because Price had to clock. He decided to take the mental health like time away. There's an option or something when under the NHL guidelines, the NHLP has like basically you can go into like therapy and like leave the game for a little bit to take care of your mental. So Price left. I'm assuming probably, you know, him being old and career coming almost to an end, and the Montreal Canadiens made it to the Stanley Cup final. He has no ring, and they lost. They got swept, right? I think, or like gentleman sweep. They only won one game. I think obviously that has like a huge mental. Imagine like, you know, like you're the highest paid player, you're the star of the team, you're the goalie, like, you know, the most stressful position. You guys finally make it to the Stanley Cup final in your career. Your career is gonna end soon, and you lost. Like we all knew you were gonna lose, but for you don't think that. Like, you know what I mean? For you, it's like I failed. You know what I mean? Like I lost. Especially on the keeper, you know what I mean? Like, there's no position where you would feel that more. We saw the way Jack Campbell was crying in that documentary, right? Like, when the Leafs lost. So, like, as the keeper, you feel that immense pressure, and that's my guess as to why Carey Price had to step away from the game for a little bit. And also, Montreal's a messed up place. Like, Montreal media for the Canadians is ridiculous. Like, you know, like, literally you're in your hotel and they're taking pictures of you from outside and stuff. Like, you know, you can't have space. Like,
this is crazy to me because I don't know about you, but as a kid, you know, you always dreamed to be like a professional athlete and all that bullshit. And then now
but there's annoyances that come with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like now you hear like the stress that they have to go through, that the mental health is now getting taken seriously, and it's like, damn, like a lot of respect to these athletes. I'm grateful for us to be able to watch the sports. I'm grateful to be able to to sit right here in my seat and be able to watch them. But at the same time, it's like, damn, like they do go through a whole lot of stuff that we were not aware of, and you know, we just have to what's the word? Show a little bit more empathy.
Yeah, you know, it's like we forget the humans sometimes, and it becomes like, yo, you're an asset and you need to perform, and like la 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 la. And like, yo, man, I was literally just talking about how Matthews and Marner have not been playing the best, and like how Nick Ritchie needs to be removed from his line. Like, there's a lot of like background stuff to that, and the pressure that Ritchie feels, and etc. Right? So, but like, you know, I also have to, as you know, this is what we do here. We comment on the sports. We have to like be real about it and like actually comment on the sport itself, and that's just part of sports, right? Like, so. I agree with you. Like, for me, I would like to be, like, if I was going to make it to any league, I'd want to be, like, a player like a Michael Bunting. You know what I mean? It's, like, I don't have any, like, super standout features. I'm not a superstar. It's, like, even if you do know me, like, you might not recognize me outside without equipment. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so you could kind of go a little inconspicuous. But if you're, like, if you or I saw Austin Matthews in the street, we're definitely going to be like, oh, shit, that's Austin Matthews. We might even, like I always want to avoid going up to people and be like, yo, like, let me have a pic or something. But, like, who knows? In that moment, like, it's Austin Matthews. You might be like, yo, dude, sign my butt. Like,
Alright, yo.
I'm just playing.
Alright, yo, y'all got it on record, yo. Y'all got it on record, yo.
I was like, yo, what's the funniest? Like, I was gonna say sign my forehead, but I'm like, yo, I think I can go funnier than that. But
yeah, no, I get what you're saying though. I get what you're saying. Sometimes you see an athlete. Like, I remember one time I was at Yorkdale and I saw PJ Tucker, and I was really like, he was in his element. Like, he was shopping, you know, just walking around and stuff. And I was just like, kid, do I want to go up to him and ask him for a picture? I didn't, because he looked like a regular human who was just, you know, shopping.
You didn't want people to get attracted to, like...
Yeah, like, and yeah, he was just walking around, so he was by himself, but I noticed him being, you know, who he is, and it's just... I just let him be a human. And once again, I don't until this day I don't know why I did that. Like I wish I went for a picture, but it's like
I mean, hey man, like when I was working at like Sports Check, I saw Masai Ujiri and I didn't bug him. Like like
yeah,
I
like
helped out what's her name? I always forget, Christina Aguilera, I think. Yeah.
yeah. You told me about that.
So I helped out Lily Christina Aguilera and her daughter, and I just like, and everybody on the mic was like, "Yo, bro, do you know who you're helping and stuff?" I'm like, "Yeah, but like, I'm gonna treat her like a regular human being, because I just feel like it's kind of be messed up to be like." I'm gonna be honest. There's a few people on this planet where I wouldn't be able to contain it. You know what I mean? Like Ovi, like I don't care. Like I'm sorry, Ovi. Like I'm getting a picture. I'm getting a signature. I'm doing whatever. By the way, we're going to watch a Capitals Leafs game. Do you want my Caps jersey, or are you gonna go into Leafs jersey?
That's a really good question, actually.
Because
I don't know.
I feel like it might be a vibe, like especially if we're gonna like film a clip or something, like to be in both team jerseys. So I don't know. I'll leave it up to you. The Capitals jersey fits me kind of tight, like the new Adidas jerseys. I don't like them. They're like more of like a stretchy, like slim fit. So, it's an Ovi jersey from when they won the Stanley Cup.
When's that game? When's that game?
April 14th. It's in a minute from now.
Oh, like I got time, yo. I'm not doing my outfit for that.
It's far away, far as hell, but it's gonna be one of those where we forget all about it, and then when the day comes, we're gonna be like, "Oh, bro, oh shit, this is the week."
I'm actually really amped, to be honest with you.
I am too. I am too. I've never seen Ovi play live, so it's gonna be. Even I'm considering like, should I wear the Cavs jersey or the Leafs jersey? Like I was thinking about it. Like I was like thinking, should I go Caps jersey, Leafs hat? But then I'm like, nah. I'll just go in the Leafs jersey. But yeah, so we kind of got a little bit sidetracked there, but like yeah, just I think the mental health side of things has become more prominent with these athletes and like in general in society now. And I think it's just sometimes you got to take that a little bit seriously, right? Like you look at the Ben Simmons situation, and then as much as we've been clowning him and stuff, like part of me like always in the back of my mind is like, yo man, is he doing okay? Like what I mean? Like how is he mentally? Because it's probably kind of tough, especially when your teammates are throwing you, your teammate and coach are throwing you under the bus like that. Like Kyrie, like that's why I respect his decision. Even when he needed a little bit of time away from the game, I respect his decision. I might not like the way he goes about it, or how like sometimes he'll like provoke the media and like some fans, but like I get that he does that just for them to kind of see where he's coming from. But like that's a whole other story. But you guys get what I'm saying. Like sometimes you gotta understand that like they are human. Like we see them as like these great athletic gods, and but they're still human. You feel like we said we touched what we need to touch on KB, or is like there's something you want to add there?
No. When it comes to, where like the next topic is still mental health related, right?
Yeah. So the Lukaku situation, you want to talk about?
Yeah, exactly. So like,
because your initial reaction was kind of like, "Yo, bro, like what's wrong with you?" But like,
of course, like to me, it's like we just signed you. You came out here to prove a point that you deserve to be in the Prem. Because the last time you was in the Prem, you weren't looked at the way you said you deserve to be looked at. So now we put you on the pitch, and then I understood that he went to the coach saying he was overplayed, but apparently our coach, my Monsieur Thomas Tuchel, came out with a statement saying that Lukaku was looking like he had a mental fatigue. That's why he felt overplayed and all that. So to me, at first it was one of those where like, oh, you came to prove a point. There's no such thing as you being overplayed right now. But I looked over the games. I looked over the coach's statements, and it does make sense. He has been playing almost every single game since he showed up. Every 90 minutes since he showed up, and there's a whole lot of pressure being, within that blue jersey. So I understand, and it's like for me, initial reaction is like, damn, like yeah, like I look back and it's like, damn, like mental fatigue. Even me as a human being, you know what I mean? Like mental fatigue is a thing, but
it is.
It's like right now, I don't know. At that time, I was thinking like, bro, you're an athlete. Once again, you get paid millions. It's that you should be able to execute, but you're also a human being. Which like, if I had said that to Lukaku to his face, as of right now, I'd have been like, I'm sorry, my brother, like I'm, But nah, but seriously though, like. I think it should be taken really seriously. It should be like looked over whenever it comes to professional athletes. I think they do deserve like like breaks and like whether if they don't want to play the game, they don't have to. But once again, like there's another argument like, oh, blah blah, you get paid that much, this that whatever. But no money brings happiness. I thought that was already established by a lot of people. So I guess like just because they're on a bigger stage and they got more eyes on them, that's why we look at them like, oh, like but. Nah, I'm all for Lukaku sitting down. He sat down yesterday against Norwich, and it was still a slap up 7-0. Shout out my Chelsea boys. He sat down against Malmo, Champions League match day, whatever it was, which once again was another dub for nothing. Which once again, shout out my Chelsea boys. But hopefully that does him good. And he comes back stronger than ever because Lukaku, I need you. I need you. I need you. But nah, mental fatigue, mental health. I think it should definitely be taken seriously, more serious than it is. But
Yeah, well said, KB. I mean, like one thing I always think about is like, I played organized hockey for a very long time. And I'm not at all trying to compare myself to a professional athlete, but what I will say is the way I performed. My best games ever was when I was in my best moods ever. Like if I had a good week, if I saw like, my friends over the weekend had a good weekend, like stuff's going good at work, you know what I mean? Life's just good. Like I would have my best performances. I'd be out there scoring a hat trick and like getting like 2 assists and having an insane game, and like winning like player of the game medal or something. Like those games would happen when I was in my best mood, and when I was in a bad mood, like stuff's not going well at home, relationships are not going well, the money ain't right. Like when stuff's just not going well in life, I would show up to the game and I'd be a shell, and I'd have people be like, "Hey, bro, like why are you not playing well today?" And it's like, man, like, and like I'd just be like, I don't know, I'm missing my shots, I'm this and that. But the reality is that background effect of like what's going on in your life affects your play. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's like you being upset about something, you might just grip that stick a little bit harder and like mess it up. Whereas like when you're relaxed, you can like it's all natural. It's like you're not thinking about it, right? So I think it's the same thing for top athletes, but like times like 100, right? Because there's all the extra added pressure of not just your teammates questioning why you're playing worse, but also fans. Like I look at someone like Jesse Lingard. You know what I'm saying? Like you saw how he was getting hated on when he was in Man U and he was playing like shit. Goes to where do you go?
West Ham.
West Ham. Yeah. No, he went to West Ham. West Ham United. Guys showing out, and he came back to Man U and he's actually playing well. Like since he's been back, like so. Yeah. Man, like sometimes that's all it is. Like it's just like when stuff's not going well, like you can't perform to the highest level. So, yeah, man.
I just once again like I've said that before, and then like every single time I said that, it was kind of like taken as a joke. But I think like therapy and like mental health advocacy or whatever should be taken as seriously as like us paying taxes, because like bro, like no one really knows what's going on in your mind but you, and having not being forced to talk about it, but having a platform to talk about it should be like mandatory, because man, like people go through things that sometimes they're not willing to talk about, and it's just it affects the way they move, I said, the way they eat, the way they play their sports, the way they execute at work. It's just I just think it should be taken more seriously.
Yeah, and especially with like what's been going on with the pandemic and stuff lately as well. So, me personally, I think every company should have a free like therapy, like access to therapy for free, for all of their employees. Like I think that should be a thing. Like in general, like for me, if I ever have my organization one day, like I'm gonna have free therapy available. Like I'll put that on the company tab, because I think it's like actually very much necessary, like especially right now with the situation with the work from home and stuff, and being like so much in your own space and not having like too much live conversations and outside influence, right? So but yeah, man, I mean it's tough to move on from a topic like this to get back on track with the sports stuff, but I feel like we said everything we need to say. So I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about like what's going on in the football world. Like, sorry, we neglected you, our sweet baby. Our favorite. Like, generally, like footy is one of our favorite sports. It's just like the access to it is like a little bit different out here in North America. Like obviously NBA, NHL, NFL, MLB. Those are like the big four that kind of just take over the airways, and like you might be able to catch a game like a footy game, like a Prem game or a Serie A game on cable, but it's rare. Like most of the times, you're gonna need like a service like DAZN or like find other means to watch the games. So yeah, so we're not able to catch everything, but like I try to watch the highlights when I can. Ronaldo had his header in that Man U Atlanta game, and everybody was going crazy about that over the week. Apparently Liverpool just slapped up Man U recently too.
About that though.
That's the one, eh? That's the one you want to get into.
Yeah, man, bro. They had look. Once again, like JB's a Man U fan, so the menu.
JB's Killian's brother, by the way, people.
Yeah. So I live with the Man U fan, right? So I hear about this every single day. So when the season started, Man U, everyone was hyped. They got Ronaldo back, this, that, whatever. The only issue that they apparently had, that was the biggest thing, was Marcus Rashford was not playing. He was not. He was injured. He was not there. Nowhere to be seen. Marcus Rashford has been back for 3 weeks, I would say, as of today, and no difference. It's like,
do you know what I've heard people are very upset about?
What?
Federico. No, I'm just kidding, Fred.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Fred. This is one guy. We're like,
well, where did that guy come from? I didn't even know who he was, bro, until recently.
He's been there at Man U for a minute, actually. Now that
yeah.
I think about it, but he's just. It's just like today he started, and Pogba was on the bench.
Yo, Brad, why is Pogba was on the bench for that Atalanta game too?
I mean, Atalanta, I'm not shocked.
But it's a Champions League game though.
I know, but it's Atalanta. Like they should. Men, you should be taking care of Atalanta. You know what I mean? Like what the lineup that at least on paper, Men, you should be taking care of Atalanta.
Okay, on paper.
You know what I mean? So like that's why.
The thing with Atalanta is like they've become a team that like their system and their play style is like so good that like the team as a whole is great. Yeah, like you know what I mean? Like it's the team that's good, like more than individual players. And like a lot of guys have been getting bought from that Atalanta team and going to other teams because they're starting to come out as like stars. Like they're kind of like a Leicester, I guess, type of situation, but like not as many of those elite players, obviously, but like same kind of idea. Like they're coming out of nowhere, like more like team that's hot, team that's in form, like super in form. So yeah.
But not like I was saying earlier, like we argue about this menu, Chelsea, Liverpool, all this stuff in this house, right? So whatever, Rashford shows up, this, that, whatever. Once again, you have another great finisher on the pitch, as in Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, Ronaldo.
Sancho hasn't been getting PT, has he? Damn, bro. Yeah. They
Once again, I mentioned that before when he got there. I'm like, bro, and the Bundesliga to the Prem, it's like it's a whole different game. It's like, there's still a few good teams in the Bundesliga, but like the few trashiest teams that we have in the Prem, they can play against those great Bundesliga teams. I'm taking Bayern out, obviously, but those
Dortmund.
Like teams like Dortmund just got washed by Ajax 4-0 in the Champions League. Yeah. Ajax we're talking about. You know what I mean? Dortmund is not
I thought you were talking more about teams like RB Leipzig and like those guys.
No, man, nah. Dortmund is in that same conversation, bro. Dortmund to me is not as great as people make him seem. It's just because Dortmund is really not it.
Haaland, Roos.
If Dortmund was that nice, that game against Ajax, it wasn't going to be a wash like this, man. But Dortmund was really that nice.
But every team catches a wash every now and then, though, bro. Like every team catches a wash.
They're not even. Are they even top 3 in the Bundesliga right now? Is Dortmund really performing in the Bundesliga right now? I don't know, man.
They gotta be top of the table. Excuse me. Oh.
Yeah. They're behind Bayern with 1 point.
Exactly.
But that was a really bad game. That was a really bad game, and yet they had all the lineup. But once again, my boys from Menu did it. They couldn't perform. I don't know what happened today. I don't know if it's either my man's Mo Salah was just on fire, but like 4 minutes in, first goal, 6 minutes, second goal, 4-0 at the half. That's when the coach says, "Okay, Pogba, come play, come play." Pogba gets on the pitch, red card, boom, get out.
He got a red right away.
He got it red like a few minutes into his game, and then boom,
That's
out.
tough.
So my menu boys, you guys had aspirations, right? Aspirations to win the league. With the lineup like this against Liverpool, especially, I'm sorry, man. Like,
I'll give it this though. Ronaldo does look great in that Man U. Like, bro, what Ronaldo was doing for Man U, he did not do for Juventus. I'm convinced. I'm convinced that this guy went to Juventus to take a break. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this guy went to Juventus. He did not want to play. He went over there to take a break, bro. Like, he's literally like, he showed up in Man U and he started actually playing like old Ronaldo. Like, yo, what? Where was this in Juventus, bro? This guy was not trying out there. He went to take a break. He went to go to the Italian vineyards and just kick it with a little sun and wine, a little parmesan.
That's exactly what it was.
Like,
dude. That's exactly what it was.
A little food, a little wine, a little sun. Like, you know, he went there to like live the good life, and then he's like, you know what, bro? Let me put on that Red Devil shirt again and get back to work. Like,
man, for me, right here, right now, as my team is doing well, I'm very, very much content. Once again, shout out my man Lukaku for actually speaking up about being tired, so my man Stoma could give him some time to rest. Timo also got injured, which you know, some light is it's okay, but shout out the whole team, man. Really, when I don't know, that Norwich game 7-0 was just like, I get it, it's Norwich City, but that Chelsea system is something I'm every single day falling in love with, and it's just, damn, Tomati Shell, where did you come from? Thank you, guy. Thank you. Hey, shout out the boys. Shout out that blue jersey. Other than that, man, when it comes to footy, really, like, I'm not really paying much attention to the Champions League like that. It's still early in the tournament. You know, PSG's kind of struggling against RB, which is sad. Liverpool only beat Atletico because Griezmann got a red card, which was shocking. That Porto versus Milan game was a good game but you know, Porto had to take that.
Yeah, we've been losing a few recently.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going deep.
I mean, hey man. Once again, I think my team's going back to back, but I mean, I ain't trying to say nothing about that because y'all just gonna see us. Apply that pressure. Man U, Atalanta, yeah, we talked about that. Chelsea, Mama, we talked about that. Other than that, yeah, we're still early in the Champions League, but we'll see how it's gonna go down.
Yeah, so I mean, still sticking around with FIFA, but in a whole other area. Like, I was just looking at it right now because I want to like get a little bit more information. But FIFA, or at least EA, is losing their license rights to FIFA. So, basically what this means is, or basically what's going on is like for EA to call the game FIFA 20 whatever, they need to pay FIFA a fee for the FIFA license, and then also, you know, they have to pay fees. They have to get the licensing for all the teams, stadiums, jerseys, all that stuff. So, FIFA, like the organization, asked EA for $250 million a year.
$250 million a year?
Yeah, just for the name. And then obviously EA was like, yo, like that's a little extra.
That's silly.
We're not paying that. So now that's why the license might become like a little bit more free reign and everybody can participate. So the FIFA soccer brand is what's in question here. So some people are like, oh, like, what does this mean? Because there's also like PES, which has become like eFootball and other things like that. So the people are thinking like, oh, this means like more competition and things like that. I don't know if that's exactly what it means. It might just be like the actual like FIFA name. They won't be able to use it, so they might have to call it something else, like EA Soccer or something. Like, and we'll see how all it goes. Like, the news is still pretty fresh, and they might even still come down to a deal later. But Yeah, it's more a question of stock and like the name associated with FIFA, right? Like obviously if FIFA's not called FIFA anymore, like we're gonna be looking at the game a little different, right? It's more of a branding type of thing. So, um, FIFA still owns, or at least EA still owns most of the licenses, but we've already kind of seen over time recently that they're starting to lose the licenses to a few things, right? Um, like they lost the rights to a lot of Serie A teams. Like we've known Juventus has been Piemonte in the game.
Which kind of sucks, but
Yeah, in 22 they don't have the rights to Atalanta either. Like Atalanta's not in the game anymore. It's called something else like Benau or something. They call it the city name. So they're losing rights to some teams. I know, I forget if it was Messi. I think it was Messi who went over to Pez or something, right, at some point, I feel like. And then that's when they switched over to Ronaldo on the cover. But, like, their licenses switch hands a bunch. So, really, this FIFA rights loss, like, I wanted to talk about it because I'm like, oh, what is this, like, is 2K going to make a FIFA now and this and that? But the more I'm reading up about it, and I feel like this is, like, why people might be interested in this, in hearing about this, is that what's happening is not necessarily like, oh, other people can make, football games, right? That was always the case. You could always make a football game. It's just that, like, will you be able to put Man United, Man City, all these teams in the game? You know what I mean? Like, you could technically, and like even some players have their own license rights, right? Where you might have not be able to name the players. That's a whole crazy thing. And FIFA's kind of had a monopoly, like EA's FIFA has had a monopoly on all these licenses for so long. So I guess what people are kind of happy about is like, is now the name of FIFA and like the actual FIFA licensing, is it going to become a more readily available license in the sense that, EA, 2K, and then I think PES is made by Konami, I think. So so they can all kind of like pitch in like together to like get access to the license. I'm not too sure how it's gonna work out, if it's gonna be open license or what. But I mean, it's pretty big news. Like for it's EA's biggest property, one of the biggest video games on the planet, and you losing that name,
it's huge.
It might be a big financial hit for them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but 250 million, that's silly.
That's stupid.
That's a silly price.
That's
250 million.
Well, that's why they're walking away. That's why they're walking away.
Yeah, best believe.
That's a lot, bro. Like, damn, if they end up keeping that FIFA name, they're gonna start charging us like $300 for the game.
I'm saying already that, I mean, personally, like,
bro, now it's $100 a game every time. Like with the PS5, it's ridiculous.
Yo, I swear, when I first started buying video games, it was like $60, $79.99, or like.
Well, PS2 games, I swear they were like $30, bro.
Like now it's going crazy. A brand new game for a bill. God
bill
damn.
Every time. It hurts. It hurts, bro. It hurts.
I've taxing and everything.
Oh yeah, I've been watching my financials, bro, because I pre-order games. So like sometimes I just get like charged like a bill randomly. I'll be like, yo, bro, I shouldn't, like, this is a lot. I've spent a lot this month. I didn't see this one bill coming, and then it's like, oh shoot, that one pre-order I put in for this game like is gonna arrive this week. So, yeah, man. But we got through a thick boy today, boy.
Yeah, man, that right there was a hefty one, man.
It was a hefty one.
But we did what we did, though. You know what I mean?
We did what we did, and we do what we do. So
exactly.
We appreciate y'all hopping on with us again. Coming back on the weekly to watch the Lace 'Em Up podcast. I'm hoping, is there a UFC event coming up soon? Like, I think there should be. I miss some UFC. You miss some UFC, KB?
Yeah, I see. You want my honest answer?
Yes or no?
It depends. It depends who's fighting.
It depends who's fighting, eh?
Yeah. It depends who's fighting and who I'm actually into. Because I watched what was I watching? I can't even lie to you. I watched an Izzy video not too long ago. I don't know.
Was it the one where he was making fun of Costa and Vittori?
I think that's what it was. I watched that one, and he had a video about how he spent his first meal, and I also watched that, and when I saw him, I was like, I can't even lie, I kind of missed Izzy in the ring, bro. I want to see Izzy fight. I just saw that Francis is getting a fight in January, so I got M for that. I think he's defending his belt in January, but I don't know against who. I don't know that other guy's name.
It's Glover, I think.
Yeah, but like exactly, I only miss it when it comes to guys that I actually mess with. Other than that.
Actually, wait, no. Glover is fighting actually next weekend on Saturday. Teixeira versus Blachowicz. So Blachowicz is the guy that beat Izzy. Remember when Izzy went up to get a second belt? When Izzy went up to get his second belt, like his last loss, he lost against Jan Blachowicz. But yeah, you'll know him if you see him. But like, and then I feel like, and that's the fight Aljamain. Yeah, that's also the fight that Aljamain Sterling, the guy who won the belt from the illegal knee. He backed out of that fight too. He was supposed to fight on that day. So there's a fight card. There's a main event this weekend. So I'm gonna get my wish. We don't get that UFC.
Yeah.
But
we're also gonna pay for that pay-per-view.
Yeah, we're definitely paying for that pay-per-view. So so make sure you pay for your pay-per-views, people, and we will catch you on the next one. Take it easy.
Peace.